We are talking Average Joe Photo Show with Lori Warner and Rebecca Steiner, and two girls coming together trying to do good for the world, because some of the proceeds of this show, which you're having in Chester, Connecticut, will go to water.org. So thank you for doing this. And I was just reading on water.org's site, and I think a lot of people don't understand how important water is until you don't have it. Lack of access to clean water and sanitation kills children at a rate of equivalent of a jumbo jet crashing every 4 hours. The water and sanitation crisis claims more lives through disease than any war claims through guns. An American taking a 5-minute shower uses more water than the average person in a developing country slum uses for an entire day.
And more people have cell phones than have access to water.
I was going to read that too.
Oh, sorry.
So that puts in perspective the Average Joe Photo Show and what you're trying to do. Describe to me how this came together, who can get involved in this, and this is your second year running, or will be your second year.
Yeah, we're the exhibition for the first year is up right now. It will come down on Earth Day. We've been very meticulous about how we've done every detail of the show. So the show opened on Super Bowl Sunday to honor the Average Joe and runs through Earth Day to honor water.org. The show came about actually one day.
And we should say you have a studio and gallery in Chester, Lori Warner Gallery. So how did this come together? You were sitting having coffee?
Yeah,
No,
we
actually,
were
no,
at
we
the
weren't.
gallery.
We were standing in the doorway of the gallery talking about doing a photography show. And it was, I mean, honestly, my recollection is that it was kind of seamless, that we started talking about a photography show. It'd be nice to do something where anyone could get involved. Everyone has a cell phone. And somehow water.org even leapt in at that point too.
We were just brainstorming and excited, and it just all came together. And then, you know, we all of a sudden the name popped into our heads, and we were
Which I love, Average Joe Photo Show, which means
Anybody.
a child, a senior, anybody who wants to. Now, does the picture have to have water in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the stipulations?
The photograph has to be taken with a cell phone, any make or model, but with a cell phone. Now it has to be taken during 2014. The new incarnation of the project, photos are to be taken from January 1st through December 31st.
A whole calendar year.
A whole calendar year to
representing
celebrate.
the year.
What if you don't have a cell phone?
You can use a mobile device as well, because that did come up, you know, as our first year. So we've learned we've gotten a lot of feedback and learned from people what, you know, the questions they've asked. So some people didn't have a cell phone; they had an iPad that had a camera app.
But it has to be a mobile device.
A mobile device. But the other thing too
Mostly
is,
cell phones.
yeah, our feeling was that if you go throughout the world, it's likely most anyone has access to a cell phone. That somebody may not have one, but there's a possibility they may be able to use one. And that's the hope, is that this would be, you know, the most accessible piece of technology at this juncture.
Why water.org? What leapt out at you that you wanted to tie this photo show with water?
I think we were looking for a philanthropic component, because that's very important, just personally, and also to use the gallery as a platform to do some sort of philanthropy. And we were trying to think of an element that we could also include as a subject in the photos, and to have a clear format for people to kind of use as a framework. And so water.org, we were thinking water around here. There's a lot of water. There's
a bunch of
The other thing too is that in this day and age, people really, you know, quote unquote, need cell phones to survive professionally, socially, but everyone needs, in a literal sense, water to survive. And so it was this play on sort of streams of consciousness, streams of water, and this whole idea of what people think they need, or what people
take for granted.
take for granted.
Right.
Too. There's
Until
that
you
whole
don't have
component
it.
too.
So we're going to show some of these pictures, and we have 11 images, and as they come up, I want you to just describe. Now, this is, do you know if this is from a person who's an artist or just a regular
Is she
Joe?
an artist?
This
She's
is
a local Chester person.
local woman who, you know, is very creative and gets involved in a lot of community-based things. And she heard about it at the gallery, and sent in quite a few photos using.
And this is juried. You guys are jurying this.
Essentially, I mean, I think this year, depending on how things go, we may need to jury more. But this particular year, for the most part,
This I loved.
Yeah.
this is great.
This is
Where was this
This
taken?
is in the
this,
Bahamas,
this
right?
was in the Exumas in the Bahamas. So we kind of used, like, for our first year, we didn't do any marketing other than sending a press release to local papers. And so we kind of used word of mouth with people we knew and then people they knew.
Well, we also got a late start too.
Yeah, we did get a late
you know,
start. Yeah.
And 234 images is what you got for the
From
first time
July
around.
to
Right.
December.
This is a
31st.
college student who's a local Lyme young woman we
And this
love
was in
image.
Virginia.
This was in Virginia. The next picture that we have, is this Mystic? I'm
Yeah.
just guessing.
Yeah.
Stick. Isn't that darling?
Adorable.
It's just so.
Yeah, so we really got some, and the submissions we got are just a wide range of composition and.
This one's phenomenal.
Yeah, this one.
Where is this?
This is in Hartford during the race
Row
for
for
the
the Cure.
Row for the
Oh,
Cure,
okay.
a crew meet. And this is from a boy in high school who was a rower in the.
Now, these submissions, what happens to them? They're on display in your gallery, and people can buy them.
Yeah, they're all for sale.
They're all for sale, and you're reprinting. This looks like fun on the back of the
Yeah.
book. So you're reprinting these for sale in 8x10s and 11x14s.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
The images are all up in the gallery in an installation through April 22nd. They're also up permanently on the website in the gallery 2013. Every image is on the website. When you click the image, you can get all the information about it. And the additions, there's
Oh,
a.
look at this.
Yeah,
that
it's in
one's- That's in
Croatia.
Croatia. That's a beautiful image.
It's a panorama. This is a professional photographer who traveled to Africa using her, beautiful equipment, and then also took some photos with her cell phone, and she submitted these amazing
But when you get a
images.
picture like this, it really does get you thinking.
And where is this?
This one's in
Tokyo?
Hong Kong.
So you are going to go worldwide with this, obviously, because you're on the internet.
We would love to go worldwide with it.
All right. Well, we're going to
Yeah.
try to help you do
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
obviously. So as you go forward, you're learning as you go. You're going to raise money for water.org on averagejoephotoShow.com. I keep saying this, hoping that people go, oh, let me just go
Yeah,
online
yeah.
and see
And
what
it's
that's
very
about.
easy. Just averagejoephotoShow.com. You'll go right to our website.
And then submit, and you just fill in some information, upload your photo, and it's immediately on the site under the gallery.
It's a live upload.
Oh, that's
And
great.
so if we don't accept it, it comes down. But the hope is, we haven't had to take many down. So.
All right, so hopefully you're going to have your hands full for more than 200 photos.
That would be very exciting.
Do you expect that you're going to do this past 2 years and that this might really be something that takes off?
Well,
We would love it if
we
we
have
would.
very lofty goals.
We
Well,
do.
as you should.
Between the two of us, during that first moment, we were like, oh, we could rent a Airstream and put a gallery in it and travel across the country.
That's a winner right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to abandon your significant others and your
The
children.
children and the animals.
Business.
Just go
Take
to
off
the
a
We're like,
Airstream.
see ya, we're going cross country.
That would be great.
Hitting all the diners along the way.
Yeah.
Trials and tribulations as you start this, mistakes you've made, things you've changed just in the course of 1 year that you've done
We've
this.
changed a lot. And actually, we got started very late last year, which is part of the reason why we decided to keep water.org as the philanthropic focus for another year. We felt that by the time everything got going, it was the middle of December. We had a lot. It's been through the sort of grace of family and friends that we've gotten the website, that we've gotten press, that
Everyone donated. Like the website was built by a friend of ours. The press release that got sent out probably to you was a friend of ours who wrote it. So we really counted
That's
on
how special
well,
things
and we should
happen.
say Dana Evans.
everyone was just like very excited about the project. So they were like, I want to do it.
But I think we need to say
Yeah,
Dana
Dana
Evans of Two Sisters,
Two Sisters
Design.
Design. She did the website, and
And
she's
did a beautiful job. It's so gorgeous. When you click on it, there's a sort of, what is it called?
A
slideshow
slideshow.
of images. And then on top are the headings. And so we have the Gallery 2013, which is the current show, and it will remain
in
up-
completion.
the
it's
complete show.
closed.
And it's actually in a different configuration than the exhibit because we're leaving it live, which we think is kind of fun, rather
As
than
long
pairing
as it's
things up.
moderated, you're going to
Yeah,
be
exactly.
fine.
Exactly.
You're
Well,
going to be absolutely fine.
And we have in our contract, in the, we have a
Terms
legal
and
document,
conditions,
terms
yeah.
and conditions where,
We met with a
take
lawyer
into account.
first, just in
In
case.
the event that we end up in a Robert Mapplethorpe situation.
Which we hope you don't.
Yeah.
Well, my hat's off to you for doing this, for raising money for water.org, and to be soliciting from folks, the average Joe, that takes their cell phone, their mobile device out, and takes a picture, and is helping a nonprofit, and is doing something that might end up kind of magical in the end.
Exactly.
So thank you very much, Rebecca Steiner and Lori Warner.
Thank you very much.
AverageJoePhotoShow.com.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.